So I got to thinking about nostalgia. And then I started thinking about how game developers capitalize on nostalgia. Now, this works for a lot of people because as humans, we crave that next hit of dopamine. At least that's what they told me in rehab. Alcoholics Anonymous, all chips, no salsa. At least for me, nostalgia doesn't make me feel good. All right, it gives me existential dread and self-loathing. Yeah, I need to talk to somebody. But the problem with this tactic is that reintroducing nostalgia is really hard. And it's because while two gamers may feel nostalgic about the same game, the reasons may differ wildly. And even though they may both feel nostalgic, they may not miss the game, but they miss the experiences they had. So as there's no way to relive our past experiences, at least yet, and trust me, I'm waiting for the day that I can drop acid and relive all those cringy experiences that keep me up at night like a horror movie. But since they can't do that yet, the only way that they can reinvoke that feeling is by reheating those experiences. So I think that there are 2 or 3 main ways that video game companies can do this. So feel free to add your own ideas in the comments section, but just add that disclaimer saying that you agree with mine first. So the first point is exploitive monetization practices. This kind of consists of relying solely on nostalgia to repackage and resell the same older video games without adding any significant technical enhancements or additions to the game. This is kind of like a cross-platform release strategy. So this is meant to expand market reach and sales volume without incurring the typical expenses with developing a new title. And now give yourself a round of applause because you have reached the shit on Bethesda hour. So I'm not going to delve too deep into each game that we talk about. Otherwise, this video would be an hour or wouldn't ever get finished whenever I hit my next depressive episode. But I mean, fuck. Do we even have to talk about it? Look at this cast of characters. And I'm not saying that Skyrim hasn't deserved a facelift or that it shouldn't be introduced to new people. Because it has. And they delivered 2 times with the Anniversary Edition and the Special Edition. Even though the TD himself said that they don't like remastering games. Now, even though I'm pretty sure that even my grandma has played Skyrim 2 times so far, I bet that Todd the Momentum Howard wants her to be able to dungeon crawl on the kiosk at the local DMV. All the while I have to pull my Xbox 360 out of the attic or jerry-rig my PC so it won't fucking explode if I just want to play Fallout New Vegas. And don't even get me started on this game, which you can't even play if you don't have a GPU that was built for a calculator. Now, with re-releasing games, I don't think that that's a bad thing. But with Skyrim, it's interesting that they decided that the same game needed 2 releases on the same platform. And now it gets tricky because we have to decide whether or not a game deserves to be reintroduced or if it doesn't. Or maybe we don't have to do that and we can just stay little pay pigs for our man Todd Howard. I'm sorry that this is such a creepy bit and I'll stop. Now, so this brings us to our second point, which is disregarding quality expectations even though it's a remaster. A remaster is whenever you take the same title and make minor graphical improvements without necessarily remaking the title. However, sometimes companies can get caught up with this and forget about quality control and fan expectations. Now, a shitty remaster won't just damage the company reputation, but also the franchise's reputation. I think that the recent Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remaster is kind of like a perfect example of this because it was dog shit. Because despite being in development for 2 years, under one of the most wealthy game developers in the entire world, it was plagued with more issues than a magazine rack. I'm talking bugs. I'm talking glitches. I'm talking bad textures, which are worse than the original game. Imagine what her DMs look like. And I don't think that they deliberately set out to make a shitty game. I don't. But even though they may not have meant to make a shitty game, they knew that they could release it and fans would already have it pre-ordered. This is why I always recommend not to pre-order games anymore, because it's just not worth taking the chance. Especially from Rockstar, because their favorite hobby is making fucking money, baby. Now get back to it. Now, both of these kind of lead to our third point, which is just stifled creativity and innovation in gaming. And it's not commonplace, and I'm not saying that. Like, there are tons of new games coming out, tons of new titles. I mean, there's so many fucking games that you can't even play them all. But focusing so hard on these old titles kind of just stagnates their new creation, especially for these two companies. I mean, Rockstar has GTA Online and Red Dead 2. And I think that they were talking about making a Bully remake, but dropped that too. Bethesda, at least, has been working on Redfall and Starfield, but where the fuck are those? It's like we're stuck in development hell, but instead of fire and brimstone, it's just delayed releases and Todd Howard looking fine as fuck. Listen, I didn't set out to be a Todd Howard stan whenever I sat down, but I'm kind of feeling it now. I'm not saying that all remasters and remakes and re-releases are lazy, because most aren't. Because I do think that enhancing gameplay mechanics and visuals is really good for introducing new fans to the franchise and just expanding the longevity of the community that they built in the first place. Plus, I think that a good hit of that sweet stuff every once in a while is beneficial for preserving the essence of what made a good game great. However, I think that it's crucial that game devs consider these issues. That way they ensure that they're making meaningful changes to these titles, while still retaining continuity in the worlds that they've already built. That was a fucking mouthful. I think that I had to do that line like 5 times. Hey, welcome to the exclusive End of the Video Club. We appreciate your patronage, but there is a door charge. You do have to drop a like and a subscribe. Nah, seriously, thank you for making it to the end. I'm gonna try and make more videos like this. I kind of enjoyed it. Let me know if you liked it. If so, I'll make more of them. And thanks. Fuck, I'm sweaty. So I was gonna start off with like some cheesy quote or something about nostalgia, but I just thought that that was kind of corny and overdone, so I'll start off with this. Nostalgia. Is it a thing of the past? Yep. Maybe I should have gone with the quote.